Coach Deifel here.
And Walt,
And Walt, we'll go ahead and open up the questions.
Hey, Coach, just that hit by Ella that kind of broke things open, and y'all didn't cool off from there. What'd you just think of that at bat from her after they walked free again?
well, I thought that it was just a really composed at bat. She was grinding, she was battling, and then just got obviously uh good barrel to the ball to drive it in the gap. It's what she's done. She came up big her next at bat also, but she's just so composed. Okay, you want me to chair? Okay. Excuse me, this is the real okay. So it was just so composed and so big time. And it was also huge. I thought the Reagans were great at the top to create all those opportunities. So really big time.
Yeah, you brought up the Reagans. Reagan Johnson, I mean, even before y'all took the lead and had the beginnings, it felt like she was creating the pressure that kind of led to that. I don't know. It seems like she's maybe an unsung hero of all the team's success this year. Just what do you think of, uh, what she's always able to do for y'all?
I will never take for granted what Reagan Johnson does for us on offense and defense. And every time I talk about our offense, I'm going to take the opportunity to talk about her defense because she's game changing on both sides. It's easy to kind of be the unsung hero with how flashy Bree's numbers are and what the others are doing behind Bree, Courtney Day, Ella, Wick, and go down the line. They don't get those opportunities if Reagan Johnson and Reagan Kramer don't do their job at the top. And how they're getting on base for us is creating all those opportunities for those big time moments that the rest of the team stepping up in. And so, no, I will never take for granted what Reagan Johnson does, what Reagan Kramer does at the top of the order. They just continue to find ways to get on base and create momentum for the big boppers in the middle.
Last thing I'll ask is, Robin at the start of the game struggled with their command a little bit and then seemed to ease in and settle. And just what did you think of her maturity, I guess, to make that adjustment in the game?
I thought she just did a really good job of staying the course and grinding. She did struggle with her command. She didn't struggle with her spin, but she struggled with their command and a team that walks a lot. And so they're very patient, and I think she just did a really good job of staying the course. And our defense, I don't think we played very well the first 2, 3 innings. It's like kind of what the message was, man, we were not good tonight until we were good, and earlier versions of us and some teams would fold or press or we kind of stay in that kind of sluggish, like just playing too slowly and not just being as dialed as we've grown accustomed to with this team. It was very uncharacteristic, and they just really stayed the course. I thought it was just an incredibly mature win tonight. It was a mature outing for Robin. I do have some new gray hairs, as I informed her, of like, are you trying to stress me out? Are you trying to give me gray hairs? And earlier versions of Robin would have pressed. And she stayed the course and she let her game come back to her. And I think that shows a ton of maturity as well. So I'm just really proud of the team for what they did tonight.
Kind of on that note, Coach, this week you talked about how the difference between the team today and the team that went to Oxford and the ability to get punched in the face and respond. And once again today, down 2-0 and to respond the way that they did, just how proud of this group are you that they've developed that ability throughout the season?
Really, really proud. I think that's the direct comparison you can make to see the growth in this team. We even on the side were like, man, the first inning too, it just had, yeah, like that Oxford Ole Miss feel where you're just kind of like, when are we going to kick it in gear? Are we going to play in slow motion? What are we doing? Let's go, and so, yeah, it's the direct comparison of us staying in it and us fighting through it and just kind of letting the game come back to us and just having that composure and poise and maturity to really just stay the course. It shows a ton of growth in this team, and I'm just continue to be proud of them.
And then Ella had another great game tonight. Obviously, I think 5 RBI 13, I believe, in her last 4 games. Just how impressed are you with her as a freshman, with how poised she is, with how, it seems like she's just ready for every single moment.
She is ready for every single moment, and she has the right level of emotion and competitiveness in that moment when they go around Bree, and it's a special recipe that not everybody has, but she's handling it so well. And I think that when you look at tonight's game for Ella, it shows her emotional growth too, of just, her first 2 at-bats weren't what she wanted. It didn't go the way she wanted. And then her next at bat, you're in a really big moment. They go around Bree. You could have easily pressed. You could have easily doubted. You could have easily fill in the blank. And she just flat competed, and she was ready for the moment. And so I think the emotional growth and maturity that we continue to see from Ella, from the team, everything is just continue to be impressed.
And then the last one for me, Ella was in here or was talking about how when Bree gets intentionally walked, she'll sometimes turn around and scream at Ella. And Ella was like, sometimes I'll scream back, sometimes I won't. But obviously, with as large of personalities as they are, how much do they feed off of each other in that situation and just in every situation, it seems like?
Yeah, they feed off each other in every situation. So that situation is no different. It's just really fun to see the relationship that they have. And you always, I know, your eyes always go to the next hitter when the hitter is getting walked that's in the box. Your eyes always go there, and you can see how they're processing it and how they're getting themselves ready. And in that moment, I look over and Ella's like hitting her helmet, like, oh, let's go, which is like just so her. And you just know she's going to be dialed. It's just been really cool to see the influence they've had on each other, and then on everyone else around them.
That it?
Well, I got a question. You and I talked before the year that I was going to be fascinated by your lineup. And I was going to ask you a million questions throughout the year about the lineup and reasoning behind it. And you mentioned Ella hitting behind Bree, with the way Bree's being pitched around. Was there a theory behind having Ella be the one to hit behind Bree? Is it just random? What led to that decision to have her be the one to handle that circumstances? Because she's handled it beautifully there.
She really has. Today or in general? Like in general?
Yeah, in general.
Well, it was really, it kind of came from obviously the way Ella's been swinging it. And then also not having Courtney Deifel available in those 2 games in Gainesville. It was just trying to find the right one. And we are very lucky because we feel like we have a few that we could go to. We've had Wick in that position. We have Ella in that position now. Courtney Day handles it very well. And so we made the move to Ella on Sunday in Gainesville, not having Courtney, and just how she was seeing the ball and how, that's Ella. And so you just try to find the one that's going to handle the emotion of it the best way. And you're always going to hit in a big moment. Not only is it a big moment, but they're like saying, I'm going to take my chances with her over the one, and I don't blame them, and Matt was kind of asking me today, like, what would you do? Would you walk her? And I'm like, well, no, I know. I don't know what I would do. I'm just glad I don't have to decide. But tonight it was a decision too, of just knowing, we have Courtney back. She's not necessarily 100, and there's still some questions about question marks of just kind of, how she can handle just running bases and those things. So it's just trying to find that right combination still. And so putting Ella in that spot still, just how she's seeing it, how she handles that moment. But again, I'm going to say it again. I feel very lucky. We feel very lucky because we have a few that we can choose from, and that's a tough position to be in.
It's a good problem to have.
Good problem to have. I know you've been fascinated by our lineup.
I am.
Start of the year, I said the only thing I can guarantee you is how we start on day one is not going to be how we finish, and it's fun. It's been fun putting the different combinations together and seeing the players step up, and yeah. So sorry I cut you off. Did you have another question, Eric?
Yes, I did, but I like that mentioned as well. That's fair. I asked Ella about the USA experience and how much that's helped her in situations like that, hitting with the bases. Oh, she said it helped her a lot and learned a lot from that. Did you know that? Did you sense that when you saw her in the fall coming back from Team USA, that she gained valuable knowledge and experience from that experience that's helped her right now in their success?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that one of my college teammates' parents are here. I think that it helps her in a lot of ways. So I won't like go super long, except that the start of that tournament did not go how she wanted it to. And I think learning to play a different role and then be ready again, handle that okay, and then ready again when you got that chance, and then never giving it up again was huge. It was huge. It was experience that was invaluable. And then being that player that was relied on in big situations and coming through. But that experience showed all different emotions because some good, some bad. And so she grew so much in that stretch, and not to mention just the confidence of getting that opportunity, and then excelling in that opportunity. So there was, and and through that opportunity, we missed them here in that like really big time of just like being with your teammates. And I just remember having the freshman class at our house, and we FaceTimed her and Cam, who were there, and just kind of talking through that moment, and the different roles and being ready and all those things. And so I'm just really proud of her. That's a really long answer to say that experience, it wasn't just like rainbows and sunshine in a straight line for her. And so she got invaluable experience from that whole opportunity. And I have to believe she's drawing from it continuously.
That it? Thank you, guys. Have a
You wanna
great
say
night.
bye?